When we talk about changing our lives, we often think about these grand gestures, these sweeping changes that come with the big decisions and dramatic moments. But I've learned something in my years of working with people and watching the ones who succeed and the ones who struggle. It's not the big things that make the biggest differences. No, it's the small things, the little habits, the little choices we make every day. See? If we're looking to change our life in a big way, we have to start with the small. Because the small habits, the ones we often overlook or dismiss as insignificant, compound over time. And let me tell you, the results of compound efforts are extraordinary. You won't even recognize your life after you've been practicing these small habits long enough. One day, you look around and you'll be living the life you've always dreamed of. And all because of small things. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. What if you could change your life just by changing 10 small habits? It doesn't sound too overwhelming, does it? 10 little things you can start today that could transform your future. See, that's the beauty of habits. They do not require some monumental shift in your schedule or a sudden stroke of luck. You can start them right now, wherever you are and whatever you have. So, what are these small habits? What are these things that if you make them part of your daily routine will change your life forever? We're gonna go right down the list. So, make sure you just jot this down. First habit, reading now. You might be thinking, Jim, I do not have time to sit down with a book every day, but listen closely. Reading is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. I'm not just talking about any reading. I'm talking about reading with a purpose. Reading something that stretches your mind and expands your thinking, that introduces you to a new idea and possibilities. What you feed your mind is just as important as what you feed your body. I'm telling you, reading is not just a pastime. It's a gateway. It opens doors to new ideas, to new ways of thinking, to new opportunities. When you make reading a daily habit, you're feeding your mind with knowledge, wisdom, and perspective. You see, most people are hungry for success, hungry for growth, but they're not feeding their minds with the nutrients that success needs. Success requires a sharp mind, a mind that is constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly stretching. And the easiest way to feed your mind is through reading. Think about it like this. Every time you pick up a book, you're holding a piece of someone's life work, their thoughts, their experiences, and their wisdom. What a powerful concept. Instead of waiting years to learn something on your own, you can observe a lifetime of lessons in just a few hours. Now, I'm not saying you need to read for hours every day. Even 10 or 15 minutes of intentional reading each day adds up. Over time, that knowledge compounds, just like interest in saving accounts. And that compounding knowledge, that's the stuff that changes your life. It changes how you see the world, how you solve problems, and how you approach challenges. But here is the key. You must be selective about what you read. Not every book is worth your time. You do not want to waste your precious moment on gossip or fluff. Instead, choose books that will challenge you, that will expand your mind, that will make you think. Whether it's biographies, self-development, or books on business strategy, pick something that aligns with where you want to go. Because where you want to go in life depends on what you're feeding your mind today. The idea that lets you into your mind will shape your future. So make reading a daily purposeful habit, and you'll start to notice the change in your thinking, your decisions, and ultimately your life next. What do 99% of successful people have in common? They have a journal and they use it daily. It's one of those habits that doesn't get enough credit. Writing things down, especially your thoughts, your goals, your dreams. There is something powerful about it. It's almost like magic. When you put your thoughts on paper, they become more real. They're no longer just swirling around on your head, causing confusion or anxiety. Instead, you're in front of you, clear and tangible. It gives you a sense of control. You can now see the problem of the idea for what it is. And once you see it, you can start to figure out how you solve it or make it happen. Writing things down is like giving your mind a breath of fresh air down. Everything stays cluttered in your mind. You walk around with a million thoughts, ideas, worries, and plans flooding around. It's exhausting. Your brain is trying to hold onto everything. And it cannot. But when you sit down with a pen and paper, you unfold all that matter clutter. It's like cleaning out a messy room. Suddenly everything feels more organized. You can think more clearly, plan more effectively, and focus on what really matters. It doesn't take longer either. A few minutes of journaling each day can make a massive difference. There is something else about journaling. It helps you track your progress. Life gets busy, and it's easy to forget how far you've come or how much you've accomplished. But when you make it a habit to write down your thoughts and goal regularly, you create a record your journey. If you find this content inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe. And let me tell you, there is nothing more motivating than looking back at your old entries and realize how much you've grown, how many challenges you've overcome, and how many of your dreams you've already achieved. So start small. Set aside 5 or 10 minutes each day to write. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be profound. Just let your thought flow, and you'll start to see the difference in your clarity, focus, or personal growth. Next, you have to set your goals. There is where the rubber meets the roads. I'll always say that if you don't set goals, you're like a ship without a sail. You might be moving, but you're drifting. You're going whether your wind takes you. And there is no way to live, you see. Goals give you direction. They give you something to aim for, something to strive towards. And when you have a clear target in mind, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Instead, every action, every decision, every choice you make moves you closer to where you want to go. That's the power of goal setting. Most people think setting goal is something you do once a year, maybe New Year's Eve. Let me tell you, goal setting is something you should do. Doing every day. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish today? What one thing, just one, that if you achieved it today would make a difference in your life? Write it down. There is your target. Your mind knows what to focus on. You've given it a job to do. And believe me, your mind loves having a job. It'll go to work figuring out how to achieve that goal. Have to be specific. Value goals lead to vague results. You cannot just say, I want to be successful, or I want to get fit. What does success look like? What does fitness mean to you? The more specific you are, the more focused your action will be. Break your big goals down into smaller, actionable steps, and then tackle them one by one. When you make this a daily habit, setting goals, clear goals each day, you will be amazed how much progress you make over time. And before you know it, those small daily wins will add up to massive achievements. Or make sure that you're writing down your goal. Feeding your mind will do wonders. But here is what you cannot forget. You also must feed your body, and feed it good. Exercise is one of those habits that people either love or avoid. But let me tell you, it's one of the most important habits that you can develop. It's not just about physical fitness. Sure, exercise keeps your body healthy and more than that. It sharpens your mind. It boosts your energy, your focus, your mood. When you move your body, you're telling yourself, I'm alive, I'm capable, I'm strong. And that mindset carries over into every other area of your life. You see, there is a direct connection between how you feel physically and how you perform mentally. When you're in a good shape, when your body is strong, your mind is sharp, you handle stress better, you think more clearly, you have the energy to tackle the challenges that comes your way. That's why making exercise a habit is so crucial. And I'm not talking about hours at the gym or some grueling workout routine. It doesn't have to be that complicated. A 20-minute walk, some light stretching, and a bit of strength training. Whatever works for you. The key is consistency. It's better to do a little bit every day than to push yourself too hard once a week and burn out. And here is another things about exercise. It's a great metaphor for life. When you push through discomfort, when you keep going, even when it's tough, to build resilience. You train yourself to keep going, not to give up. That's a lesson you can apply to anything you want to achieve. So, make exercise every habit and daily. Move your body every day in whatever way you feel good to you. Not only you will feel better physically, but you'll also find that you have more mental clarity, more focus, and more drive to go after your goals next. Gratitude. This is one of those habits that often overlooked because it seems too simple. But let me tell you, gratitude is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. You see, what you focus on expands. If you focus on what's wrong, on what's missing, on what you do not have, guess what? You'll get more of that. But if you focus on what's good, on what's working, or what you have, you'll start to notice more and more things to be grateful for. And that shift in perspective can change your entire life. Gratitude is not just about feeling good. It's about training your mind to see the positive in every situation. When you make it a habit to focus on the good, you start to attract more good into your life. It's like a magnet. Gratitude changes your energy. Instead of walking around feeling frustrated or lacking, you start to feel abundant, fulfilled, content. And when you're in that state of mind, you're more open to opportunities, more open to new ideas, and more open to new possibilities that life has to offer. So, how do you make gratitude a habit? It's simple. Every day, take a few moments to reflect on what you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be anything big. Maybe it's the fact that you woke up this morning. Maybe it's a kind word from a friend. Maybe it's a sunshine of the roof over your head. Whatever it is, take a moment to appreciate it. Write it down if you can, or over time you'll start to notice a shift in your mind. You'll start to see more and more things to be grateful for. And your life will feel richer, more abundant, and more joyful. Next, rest. Most of us get going in the morning and do not stop until they walking to our bed like a zombie.